another dragon. Remember, the dragon is an important Chinese symbol. Represents good luck, power, and strength. My class made these dragon puppets for Lunar New Year. Hence the story that I'm going to read to you called Chopsticks. This is also written by one author, Joan Berkeley. And Joan Berkeley wrote the story, drew the pictures. And what's cool is it takes place in a real location in Hong Kong Harbour at a beautiful restaurant that I have seen when I was in China. Chopsticks. He's a mouse. In a busy harbour on the faraway island of Hong Kong, there is a floating restaurant. It's built on a big barge and has many stories and hundreds of windows and a roof of green tiles. Every night, people come in sampans, these are boats, to eat pork and fish and prawns and rice with chopsticks and to drink green tea from china bowls. In this floating restaurant lives a small gray mouse called Chopsticks. Chopsticks comes out at night when all the people have gone home and moonbeams slant through the windows. He scurries about looking for scraps of food that the cleaners have missed. At the entrance to the restaurant stand two enormous pillars, columns, and they're painted red, gold, blue, and around each one coils a magnificent wooden carved dragon. One New Year's night, as Chopsticks washed his whiskers in the silvery light of the full moon, one of the wooden dragons cleared his throat and whispered down to him, saying, little mouse, climb up here so I can speak to you." Chopsticks looked up at the whispering dragon. He took a deep breath and hopped into the dragon's tail. Around and around the enormous pillar he climbed. Halfway up to the dragon's head, he stopped. "This is close enough," he said. The dragon sighed. "I won't eat you, little mouse," he said. "I've been here a long, long time, and I've never moved an inch." "Of course you haven't," said Chopsticks. "You're made of wood and lacquer." "This is true," said the dragon. "But, oh, how I wish I could fly. Up over the roof I would go, over the mountains, over the shining cities and the dark forests. If you could free me, you could come with me, little mouse." "I've always wanted to see the world," said Chopsticks. "But how could I free you from this pillar?" "Only old Fu knows how to give life to wooden dragon," said Dragon. "It was Fu who carved me, and my brother here. But that was many years ago, and even then he was old and almost blind. This must be Fu carving him out of wood." Early the next morning, Chopsticks hitched a ride to the wood-carver's workshops on the other side of the harbor. There he found old Fu living by himself in a small sampan. That's this type of boat here. They're beautiful with red sails. "Old Fu," he said, "I'm Chopsticks, the mouse, and I have heard you know how to bring a wooden dragon to life." Look at old Fu. Old Fu chuckled. "You have come from the smiling dragon on the floating restaurant," he said. "I always knew that one would want to fly. He was the last dragon I ever made, and the finest of them all." Old Fu played a short tune on a small wooden whistle. The song of the blackbird was in his tune, and the sound of the water sighed around the sampan. He played it over and over until Chopsticks had learned it by heart. "You take this whistle and keep it safe," said Old Fu to Chopsticks. "The tune will only work when the moon is full." On the night of the next full moon, Chopsticks climbed the wooden dragon and played Old Fu's tune for him. The dragon stretched and shuddered and groaned and sighed and slowly unwound himself from the pillar. Chopsticks climbed onto his nose and held on tight to the dragon's whiskers. Up they flew into the night, up toward the smiling face of the moon, until the lights of the busy harbor twinkled like tiny jewels in the darkness below. The whole night long they flew over lands that you and I only dream. And returning to the floating restaurant just as the sun began to peep over the eastern horizon. Look at where they went. Oh, look, this is North America. No, it seems. Maybe it's not. No, that's not North America. That's Thailand. Now, on every full moon, the dragon and the mouse take to the warm night air, soaring over the restaurant roof, over the mountains, over the shining cities, and the dark forests. In the daytime, Chopsticks sleeps in his favorite place, curled up safe and warm in the dragon's wooden mouth. There's trust for you. And after every full moon night, he takes the story of their adventures across the harbor to Old Fu. The end. I love this book! So cool! I hope you enjoyed this. Gung Hay Fat Choy! See you later, guys!